heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for liking, subscribing to our YouTube and our Spotify channels, and writing in your comments and suggestions. If you haven't subscribed or liked our Spotify channel, please do, so that you can listen to all the videos in the audio form wherever and whenever you wish to go. Today, we are going to talk about the sixth house. Whenever anybody thinks about the sixth house, the first thought in our mind is that the sixth house pertains to health issues. It talks about our debts and it talks about our enemies. Yes, it does. There's nothing to deny that fact. But the sixth house is far beyond that. The sixth house initially is also called the house of the prarabdha, or the house where we see how our past life issues modulate our entire life. The sixth house is a part of the Artha Trikona. So it is also the house that one needs to know or talk about when we are talking about finance in life. The sixth house, being a part of the Artha house, talks about our work. Whenever we talk about profession, whenever we talk about colleagues, whenever we talk about employees, whenever we talk about the blue-collared people, and when we talk about those servants that is working in our homes, like the maids that we're talking about, or other servants, then the sixth house is important because it is initially the house of work. It also, whichever planet sitting there shows us what we need to give to others. So the sixth house holds a place of importance in our life. As I said, the sixth house is the house of work. The sixth house is the planet sitting in the sixth house will tell us what kind of work we can do. And we've already made a video on this long ago about planets in sixth. When we are talking about the profession that we need to pick up, we need to see, one of the things that we need to see is the sixth house and the planet sitting in the sixth house. Apart from that, we also need to check retrograde planets and other things, but the sixth house is very important pertaining to the work. The other thing that we need to talk about when we are talking about the sixth house is the debt. Yes, the sixth house shows the debts that we have. And interestingly, when Venus is placed in the sixth house, it is very much said that one should not have a lot of debt, because if Venus is placed in the sixth house, there can be times when we may not be able to repay that debt. Venus gets debilitated in the sixth house. It represents finance, and we'll be covering it when we talk about planets in the sixth house. So if it's a retrograde planets in the sixth house and we have taken debt, it's easy to repay that debt, because retrograde confines our debt issues. But if we are talking about a planet like Jupiter sitting in the sixth house, advised to take a debt or take on loans rather, with a lot of precaution. Habits. As I had mentioned earlier, the sixth house represents our prarabdha. Things that we've been doing for quite some time, not just in this lifetime, probably in a couple of lifetimes earlier. They are part of our fabric. They define who we are. Many a times you will observe that a child has certain tendencies, certain habits, which are very peculiar, and you may not be able to find that tendency or a habit in anybody else in the family. You will, on closer examination of the child's chart in the sixth house, see that those habits come from the sixth house. Another thing is that the sixth house talks about it's an earthy sign. An earthy sign is very strong when we talk about habits. It's a dual sign, so transition is a possibility. As we move on to the health issues that can be seen from the sixth house, yes, a planet in sixth house can give you health issues. It can show that you have certain health issues, because again, it can be connected to the prarabdha, it can be connected to our tendencies, our habits, because it's a sixth house of the natural zodiac is a dual sign. It allows us The prarabdha allows us to move forward. There, we need to use our discretion. Our free will we go ahead? Will we be moving ahead? Many a times it so happens that we fall short of that and we do not change our lifestyles. For example, if somebody has planet in the fifth house, let it be in the sixth house, let it be Venus, and it is aspected by a Jupiter. We know that Venus gets debilitated in the sixth house of the natural zodiac, and it is aspected by Jupiter. There are tendencies that a person may have a problem with sugar, that is diabetes, later on in life. But the person, because this Venus is also aspected by Jupiter, a person would be prone to eating a lot of sweets. We know that this is a problem that we can encounter in life. So we need to have a control over that area of life. Because it's a debilitated Venus, a control may be very little. And so consequently, the health issues may pertain. But here, this Venus also and the Jupiter aspect also tells us that we need to come out of it. The planet screams at us, lets us know what we have to do. What we do, or whether we do it or not, that is our discretion. And this is also where we can see that our free will is working, or rather where we put our free will to work. The sixth house is also for that reason called the house of discretion, where we need to apply our free will, our mind, to get work done. Finally, last but not the least, it is the house of fights. The sixth house represents our enemies, enemies that are hidden, enemies that are strongly a part of our repertoire, and it gives us the ability to fight those enemies also, depending on the planets which are placed there. If it's a benefic planet, yes, we might be overwhelmed by our enemies. But if it is aspected by malefics, the truth is that we will be able to overcome our enemies. So when we're talking about planets and seeing how it works out, let's move on to the planets. The first planet that we talk about with respect to the sixth house is the sun. The sun in the sixth house, as per many a classics, is a place where the enemy, if sun is placed in the sixth house for us, there we will be able to withstand any amount of pressure from outside. Secondly, any competitive exam that we are sitting for, any competition that we are appearing for, any amount of inimical pressures that we have the ability to withstand all of it, fight it, and move again, up, away from it, go ahead of it. Vitality is something that is evidently present in a person who has sun in their sixth house. So sun in the sixth house is a formidable match to counter. Malefics, as they say, are good in the 3, 6, 9, and 3, 6, 10, and 12. So yes, this sun here gives you an ability to encounter many problems in life and keep moving ahead. When we talk about the moon in the sixth house, the moon in the sixth house is again a good place, or rather I'd say the moon in the sixth house can give us an ability to discriminate, an ability to look into the work carefully, look into the kind of habits that we are developing. Yes, it can give a person problems of health issues relating to, for women, it could be relating to menstrual cycles, it could be relating to hormonal imbalances, especially when they come to the middle ages and they're running a moon dasha, antardasha, pratyantar dasha. For others, and for women included, it could also show cold and cough, that you could be persistent in you, and you need to check your sinus issues also. Again, it will depend on the nakshatra it is placed. If it is placed in a kapha nakshatra which has a kapha bearing, then in that case, this can be further solidified. That is, it can be further said with a lot of certainty that the person needs to take precautions against the kapha element in their body. Now, moon in the sixth house can also talk about the discriminatory parts, and people who have this, they can be very good at nitpicking things. if it is working on a lower octave. And editorial qualities are the qualities that are required in every field. People who have the ability to see what is missing, where one can do a good job and can further enhance a job. So these qualities can be seen with people who have a very strong sixth house, especially a moon in the sixth house. Such people will grow, that discrimination ability will grow with age and can be seen very strong in them by the time they reach the middle ages. Now we talk about Mars in the sixth house. As we have been talking, malefics in the sixth house do a person a great deal of good, because when there are malefics present, then this person is so empowered that he will vanquish his enemies. But if Mars is present in the sixth house, then it also aspects the Lagna. In the Lagna, it is seen aspecting the Lagna. If it is its own Lagna, it strengthens its Lagna. That is, if Mars for anybody is present, say in Aries, and the person is having a Scorpio Lagna, then this Mars will aspect the Lagna and strengthen that Lagna, that is Scorpio. And these people will have a very strong mind frame. They will be able to take on any nonsense, any problem head on. And also the same holds true if a person has Aries Lagna with Mars sitting in the sign of Virgo. But there is a disclaimer here. Mars, if it aspects any Lagna for the person, in such a case, including Aries and Scorpio, the person is bound to make certain mistakes, take wrong financial decisions that can cause problems for them financially, because at one point it is actually a malefic aspect in the Lagna. So such a malefic has a tendency to make you take foolish financial decisions, because the sixth house, as we have seen earlier, is also the house of finance. So you can have a problem there. Then we move on to the sign of Mercury. Mercury in the sixth house is very happy, because Mercury gets exalted in the sixth house of the natural zodiac. And that is the house of your competitions. That is the house of your business and finance. People having a strong Mercury in the sixth house have a huge business, should I say, a tendency that is inborn. They can always, or if they have a Mercury in the sign of Virgo also, their business acumen is commendable, because this gives them an ability and insight into the financial psychology of the person. And they're fast learners, they're quick at their feet, and they know how to crack exams. Now, if especially in financial exams, if people have good Mercury in the sixth house, they know what to do, how to go about, because Mercury also talks about your learning. Mercury is also the Artha Shastra. So good Mercury, a well-placed Mercury in the sixth house, a non-combust Mercury in the sixth house, a Mercury which is aspected by benefics in the sixth house, gives you an ability which is highly strong in terms of learning. Now, we'll talk about Jupiter. Jupiter in the sixth house. Yes. So we'll start with the shallow side first. So we have worked on we've had a lengthy video on Jupiter in the sixth house itself, which talks about many problems and many, many good things also. And it also talks about the Uttar Kalamrita, which very specifically states that Jupiter in the sixth house is good. Why? Because whenever Jupiter aspects, I've always said that Jupiter, wherever it aspects, it forms a trine. Trine, that means it will be looking into the same, aspecting the same elements. And as a result, it will be strengthening one particular element in our lives. So when Jupiter is sitting in the sixth house, it has an aspect on the second house and the 10th house, the Artha Trikona. And so it gives us an ability to earn wisely and to earn in plenty, because Jupiter is a planet of plenty. It also gives us an ability to overcome our enemies. How so? There's a difference between how Mars and Sun would overcome their enemy and how Jupiter would overcome the enemy. So Jupiter would overcome the enemy with a careful insight and careful learning, in the sense would have to have a knowledge, a good lawyer, and good kutniti, politics, and then working through it. Whereas if it's Mars, it's all about fighting. We know we can cover it in a topic somewhere else, sometime else, in a video of Sam, Dam, then Debate, to understand and to work. So this is the way Jupiter would work. However, Jupiter in the 6th house can give you obesity and can also cause you stomach problems, because the 6th house is also the house of small intestine, wherein the food is retained. So if you could be fond of eating good food in good quantity, and it causes obesity and can cause stomach related issues also for a person. As we move on to Venus in the 6th house. As I had discussed earlier, for people who have Venus in the 6th house, you are likely to have servants, maids, who are in a good position, and I mean, who are good help for you, and you can rely on them for a long period of time. And that is what the classics say. The classics also mention that people in the 6th house should be very careful while giving loan or taking loan. On both the cases, it is a likelihood that the loan may not be recovered or may not be paid for a long period of time, and the loan keeps on increasing. The loan that you have taken can keep on increasing, or the loan that you've paid to others may not be recoverable. So that is one area of life you have to understand. And another thing is that if you have a Venus posited in the 6th house, a person can get into trouble due to females. However, if you look around properly, it would be an advice from an elderly female, because Jupiter is also the Daitya Guru. So it could be an advice from an elderly female that could get you out of trouble too. As we move on to Saturn. Saturn in the 6th house causes hard work, shows a lot of hard work that the person can do. Saturn in the 6th house will also talk about your ability to be to work with your colleagues evenly, and at times you can feel unsatisfied. Saturn never can give you a lot of workload, but cannot give you the appreciation that you deserve, which a good Jupiter or a good Sun can give you. So Saturn at times can leave you with a feel of want and need, that you need to be appreciated by your colleagues, but it's just a lot of hard work that you do. Persistent hard work with Saturn, however, pays results at the end. Saturn does not deny us, because Saturn also looks at the 12th house. We learn that we have the ability of doing our work indiscriminately and learning to let go and finding a lot of, if I can say so, a lot of esoteric value in the work. We'll finally move on to the Rahu Ketu axis being in the 6th, 12th house. When Rahu is in our 6th house, it is pointing us to know how to work properly with others. 6th house is also, as I said, the Artha house. It is also one of the houses where one learns to communicate with people around them. So Rahu is very strong on this point of making us learn how to be correct in our behavior with others around us and learn the value of hard work. When Rahu moves on a higher octave in the 6th house, a person could be suffering from an obsessive compulsive disorder. And that could hold the same for Ketu. Ketu in the 6th house can give us a certain ailment. Rahu in the 6th house can also make a person prone to smoking. That is the health issue that can come up, and a person can move into those kind of health issues related to smoking. When Ketu is present in the 6th house for us, it talks about certain permanent health issues that one has to live through and then would finally learn to let it go. When Ketu is present in the 6th house for a person knows how to work properly, because Ketu in the 6th house gives you an ability to understand the value of work and the value of co-workers. it makes you disciplined, and it is something that you are so accustomed, so used to doing. It also makes you conscious about money, especially if the sixth house falls in any of the Artha houses. So we've seen how Rahu and Ketu in different houses work for us. Sorry, in the sixth house work for us. Let us take a few examples and work its way. We have the case of Yehudi Menuhin. I have always loved his work as a composer, and he has been a great as a person. He is great because he started on with his tendency, or his, as I told you, if there's a planet in the sixth house and we find that a person will have a tendency which is very different from others. Why so? Because it is something that he's got from a past life. Yehudi Menuhin was a musician par excellence, because we see that in his sixth house is the planet of art, that is Venus sitting here, and Venus is in its own house in the sign of Taurus, which is a sign of commerce again. And so being doubly so with Venus sitting in Taurus, it means that he had an ability to earn money through his music, through his artistic talents, like no one else in his family. Talking about Al Pacino, the all-time favorite star for many. He has his moon in the sixth house. A very methodical actor. In fact, he's said to be a director's actor, and he's supposed to be, even at the height of his career, be practicing his stuff before he gave a final take. That means that this moon in his sixth house gave him the discriminatory power to do great. Again, if I would have a look at the nakshatra, it's a Mula nakshatra. That means his ability to move up in life came up with age. It took him a lot of hard work. He came up from very humble beginnings, but he made it big with the dint of his hard work. And if I'm to look into the nakshatra for Yehudi Menuhin, also Venus for him is in the sign, in the nakshatra of Mrigasira. A constant search for his work, constant need to develop himself, look for a better way of presentation, made the maestro who he was. Finally, when we talk about Fiat Motors, let's not forget its founder, Giovanni Angeli. Yes, Italy is one of the richest men who had his hand in all the probable pies that were possible, with the sun in the sixth house in Cancer. And if you're taking the Lagna in the Lagna of Aslesha, he couldn't have been more powerful. He couldn't have been without money ever. Sun is the seventh lord sitting in the sixth house, of somebody who's done real hard work to reach a place and to make sure that the competition was eradicated right at the base. And money that he had was something, when we say that you can't count the money that one has, he had that kind of money. So we know that the sixth house doesn't always talk about our Rog Rin Dosh or Rog Rin Ripu. That means it doesn't always talk about our health issues. It doesn't always talk about our enemies, or it doesn't talk about our debts or loans that we take. It is far beyond that. It is a house that gives us an ability to overcome our obstacles. Obstacles will always be there in a life, but whether we use them as a stepping stone or we allow them to stop us is something that the sixth house give us a free will on. So do ponder on that issue. Do write in your comments and suggestions, and do let us know how the sixth house has been functioning for you. Till we meet with you again,
Please
stay
hit the
safe.
bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.